Okay, y'all, I got time for one more. This one's a little touchy and falls along the psychological thing. Um I don't even know how to even fucking start this one, and I've got 34 minutes, so it'll cut off before I get done. Good, because I can only do 33 minutes for some reason on this phone. It's an asshole. Anyway, so I have cousins from out of state. They are now visiting my mother, and I've literally, like, quite literally, like, unfriended them, blocked them on Facebook. Probably, I'm going to do the math out loud. Okay, my daughter is 25. She's going to be 26 here soon. Um, she was going to her prom, which made her 50. That was about 10 years ago. Okay. And the reason why was this. Hang on. I gotta get my puffers out of my pocket. Where's the other one? Yep, there it is. Okay. They're all lined up. Beer on the table. You're good to go. Yeah, this is the third one. I've got to get sleepy to go to bed. That's my goal. I get sleepy. Anyway. So, on the psychological level, I need you to, kind of keep that in the back of your mind here. What I'm dealing with. Okay, so my daughter had gone to live with my sister when she was about 3 years old. I took care of the first 3 years. And ran into issues with daycare. Daycare was more than my rent. And I'm like, I can't afford this. So, yeah. So, my parents decided to sell their house in Colorado. I had about 6 months left of school. They had enough of Colorado. I get it. I totally get it. My rent was like $400 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment, which I could have, like, gracefully shared with my daughter. I had no problem with doing that. That was about the cheapest I could find. And but daycare was like $190 a week. And I earned $13 an hour, which put me above the financial category in which the state would accommodate helping me out. There's a short. I saved it. If I can find it and relocate it, I'm going to pin it, because I know exactly what this girl was going through way back then in like 2000, 1999, 2000 time frame. Anyway, so I needed 6 more months to finish school, and I did finish. I got my associates. However, in order for me to afford to finish, I had to basically utilize my power of attorney with my sister and send my daughter out to live with her. Now, the goal was not to keep her there. The goal was to be established with a computer degree, have a job, be able to get secure, and, yada yada. It just didn't happen. It didn't happen. But given the situation, yeah, and I basically, with an abusive relationship that was in the background of this whole scenario, yeah, I lost my ass. I didn't claim bankruptcy, though. I went default on a lot of shit, but I didn't do bankruptcy. And I, later, it was, God, how many years? 5, 6, something like that. My daughter was still living with my sister. And so my oldest sister, who could never have children, kind of a blessing in disguise, I guess. And she was a rainbow baby. I think that's what they call them. I had miscarried about 3. I got pregnant on birth control, and I had miscarried about 3 months before I conceived her. Um, it was weird. It was like, oh my God, I've been on birth control forever. How the hell am I fucking pregnant on birth control? You know, it happens. And I sustained an injury, and I ended up having a 3 week mens, and yeah, and then 3-4 months later, because they had taken me off the birth control, I ended up pregnant. And it was a shocker to me too. I was like, wow, that's fucking crazy. Like, wow. Anyway, so she was a blessing, you know, for the most part for me. And she was also a blessing for my sister, because my sister could never have children. She's always been really good with them. Okay. Now, given the circumstances of my situation, I'm not going to go into like the gory details, but it was God, when? Anywho, me and my daughter ended up bonding better with me being absented from her life. It was I'd gone to visit her, and she knew who I was, and she cried because my sister was such a control freak in regards to the raising of this child, which, I mean, I can understand. In some ways, I can understand my sister's perception and things. If anything had gone wrong, you know, she had gotten hurt or something of that, oh yeah, there is still a baby daddy in the background. He's kind of a prick. We don't even talk. But he would have used that shit to his advantage and come in with guns blazing had anything happened to his child, even though he really didn't even want her. Not to mention, she's got me. I would have been coming in, you know, with an army if anything had happened to my child. Because I ain't entrusted her. Now, my sacrificing my parental role in my child's life is a completely different aspect to parenting than most people. Oh, you need to be part of your child's life. You need to be there every fucking minute. No. Me and my daughter have an amazing relationship. And it's because I wasn't the disciplinarian. I wasn't there, harping down her back, bugging her, barking at her to do this, barking at her to do that. You know, I wasn't all up in her shit. But she also realizes that had I raised her, I probably wouldn't have been like that anyway. But she's grateful that my sister, who is the control freak, raised her. But she's also got her biological mother, who she can confide in anything. And I don't judge. I cannot. It would be hypocritical for this one to place judgment on anything. So with that being said, back to the cousins. My daughter was going to prom, and she had found a dress in a thrift store. It was awesome. Oh, it's like a steal. It's like, God, I wish I could thrift like this child. This child, she's got skills. Anyway, She messages me all the time. Yeah, Haley's thrift finds. So she found me a pair of Doc Martens. I'll probably get them for Christmas, but I sent her the money for them. I don't, I don't care. I don't care. She married a doctor. I don't care. I'm happy. I'm a happy mother. Anyway, and this cousin, I don't even think she realized how fucking obtuse and inappropriate this statement was. But it was on my Facebook. I had posted all the pictures of my daughter for her prom and everything, right? My cousin sent them to me. I posted them up. And, of course, they're linked to my sister at that time. And, the cousin was like, oh, sister's name, it's all you. The fuck it was. Hooker. The fuck it was. Because for the first 3 years of that child's life, I had zero support other than my mom and my dad was my daughter's daycare. Because I couldn't afford daycare where I was. And they had pretty much gotten to wit's end. They couldn't deal with paying a mortgage in Tennessee and paying a mortgage in friggin' Colorado. And it was just too fucking much. I get it. I fucking get it. But for this cousin to say that, it was that day. I not just blocked her. I blocked her husband, which is actually the blood relative. She's the fucking married into portion. Their kids, her sister, his sister, all of them. Fucking wipe out. And then I locked the pictures down and privatized them so nobody could fucking see them. I didn't say nothing. I just started clicking. So anyway, cousins are visiting and my mother calls me. Now, I'm in functional freeze here. Y'all have seen my fucking crazy house. I got laundry stacked up on my fucking breakfast bar that is moved. It actually used to be in the center of the kitchen. I have since shifted it because it's mobile. And 5 laundry baskets of shit. My lawn is not fucking taken care of. The fucking car wash doesn't even get the fucking tailgate of the truck on the bed. I've got to do that myself. Well, at least that's all I got to fucking do. I do that at work. But the point is, I don't need these motherfuckers who have already placed judgment on me for the sacrifices and the decisions that I made in order to make sure that my daughter was happy coming and seeing how I fucking live. Right now. I was like, no. My house is not fit to be visited for any guests whatsoever. My mom was like, well, we're not coming to see your house. I was like, yeah, you don't. But if they came in and saw it, they'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah. It's above your fucking pay grade, cunt. That's what's fucking wrong with me. You wouldn't have a fucking clue. And she, that stupid hooker, cousin, married into, is the reason, half of the reason, why my brain is a little bit tweaked. That's 10 fucking years ago. I still ain't got over that fucking comment. Oh, it's all you. No, don't give creditation that she came out of my womb. And she put that shit on my page. Peace the fuck out. And who are you to judge? Because you're oldest. Yeah. I ain't going to put his backstory on here because it's none of nobody's fucking business. But I'll just say, oh yeah, that's all you. That's my rant on that one. There are things that are really touchy. It's kind of like even the, who the fuck is Susan thing. I don't know who this woman is. I've never heard her mentioned. I mean, even I, like, her affiliation to the adopted daughter of my sister. The adopted daughter also has several other siblings that I have never met. I know of them. I know their names. I over the, the past, 15 years or so, I know of their existence. This one, no clue. None whatsoever. I will remark, however, this adopted daughter has a huge social outlet. She's very known. And she is the spokesperson. So if there's anybody in California and you were under the the foster care system, she is working on, efforts, of course, within the state of Colorado. But her efforts are actually spreading. Because what we are dealing with in the foster care arena, now considering my sister had my daughter was under a power of attorney to my sister. The designation of who her guardian was, even though, we did the legal custody and all that other shit later on, she always had a choice. And I even told her that. I was like, you are not imprisoned in this particular situation. You can go live with whoever the fuck you want. You just have to find it within yourself to say, I don't want to live here. I want to live there. And you pack your fucking shit and we call me and we'll make it happen. Even if it's not with me. Even if somebody else, that kind of thing. Well, by the time she got her driver's license in her senior year and she had her own car and, I bought her a car while I was in Germany. And I brought it home and she couldn't drive it because it was a stick. Yeah, fucking typical Gen Z. Anyway. Anyway. Long story. We ended up trading it and getting it something she could drive. But the point is I did what I needed to do in the parental values. I spent a lot of money. I sent money when I could. I paid for what I could. Her daughter's father sent the very minimal. When I eventually got back into the military or I got the funds, if I had the extra money, I was shooting it that direction as much as humanly possible. And then when I went back into the military and I was given all these fucking bonuses and shit, I was sending chunks of money, 4 digits, that direction. My daughter laughed for nothing. Ever. And it used to piss me off when I was sending money and her dad was sending money and my mom was telling me things like, she needed new shoes. Why did she need new shoes. She should have already had fucking new shoes. I would take that kind of shit personal. But this cousin, with what she had said, pissed me off. You have no idea. And I really don't give a fuck if I see them. I really don't. Because I have a beautiful relationship with my kid. My daughter's father, I haven't spoke to, God, since 2008. 2009. Yeah. And it's to be expected. I mean, even her half-brother's mother, her and I have had dialogue, and she's like, yeah, he alienated him when he was about 8 or 9 years old. Yeah, he did the same thing to my daughter. He's kind of a schmuck. You know, the baby daddy is a fucking douchebag. The last thing I need is an opinion of that woman whose own son was married to a unmotivated, I'm living at home for free little narcissist. Totally clueless. And it's like, I'll divulge this. All of their wedding gifts, like all of the stuff for their house, like the hope chest type of stuff, is in a storage. They never bought a house together. They've always lived under her parents' thumb. That's how worthless this woman was. That this woman's opinion of my sister and my kid, you know, that whole thing, married. Who the fuck are you? I rode a bicycle for 4 years because I couldn't afford a car when I lived in Florida. Just so I could be able to afford rent and work. And what little bit that I did have extra, I sent it home. I worked 3 fucking jobs, 4 at one point, to build up the money before I went back into the military. And then when I went back into the military, I started reaping the rewards of that. And as soon as those bonuses started coming in, all that money kept going. Debts paid off. Defaults paid off. Credit restored. Kid wanted to do people to people, $1,500 bucks, gone. Pay back mom for all the payments that she made toward my student loan, $6,500, gone. Sister needed help with the bathroom in my daughter's bedroom, gone. $500, gone. Gone. Here, there. Yet that woman had an opinion. Oh, it's all you. My sister's name. That bitch had more fucking help from the community than I ever had in my child's first 3 fucking years. So do I want to see this lady? I don't really give a fucking rat's ass. And I'm posting this bitch tonight, and I'm linking it to my sister. I hope she fucking watches it before Sunday. Anyway, that's my rant. It's about 1:45. I need to get a shower. I need to get something to eat. I still haven't eaten yet. And decide what I'm going to fall asleep to. But yeah, normal people, normal occupations, were real. Yeah. being all fucking personalities and content creator, you know, video edited to the max and make everything look all licky chewy and wonderful. No. This is reality. And to look inside of this situation, think about the fucking emotional trauma that I have had to go through. Not being able to speak my fucking piece in regards to this entire situation. Because every time I visited my kid, my sister had the entire time filled with fucking activities because she was so overly protective, thinking that I was such a bad person for doing what I did in order to make my child happy. Because I didn't want to uproot her, moving apartment to apartment, school to school, not having everything that she could possibly desire because I was not financially capable of being able to provide it. I didn't want her to be fucking miserable like I was. But yeah, I was the bad one. Even though I made a couple of bad choices that put me in that position. My kids' well-being always came first. But everybody seems to overlook that. So, if you're wondering where a lot of my psychological, emotional trauma comes from, it's this shit right here. Now you know a little bit more. Peace out, y'all. I gotta get rested up so I can go into work tomorrow. Hey, yo, by the way, thanks for everybody who's actually seen this stuff. No judgment. Appreciate that even more. Yeah, and I gained 2 subscribers. How the hell did that happen? Thank you.